Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Portia checks the pregnancy test and stares at it, breath catching in her throat. A single positive line stares back at her, and everything she thought she understood about her life shatters in an instant. Which man is the father, Curtis or Isaiah? The question claws at her mind, pulling her into a maze of emotion, guilt, fear, and longing. She sees flashbacks in her mind, the night with Curtis, the tension between them, the whispered promises and the heartbreak that followed. She thinks of Isaiah, how he made her feel seen, heard, safe, yet how precarious such trust can be. She closes her eyes, pressing 2 fingers to her temple, trying to steady the racing thoughts. Meanwhile, Michael wanders the halls of the Quartermain mansion late at night, unable to sleep. He feels restless, weighed by secrets he cannot yet share. Ronnie sees him, pauses in the doorway, sensing something deeper at play. He offers a tentative smile, but his eyes betray inner turmoil. She steps closer, gently asking if he's all right. He lets out a heavy sigh, then leans on her comfort in a way that surprises them both. The walls between them shift, a subtle spark flickers. Portia paces her apartment, her phone clutched in her hand. She debates who to tell first, Isaiah, Curtis, maybe no one yet. She knows that with each confession, she risks devastation. She slides onto the couch, pressing the phone to her ear, opening the contact list, then closing it again. Tears pool in her eyes. She whispers, "I can't mess this up." In Freddie's mind, Monica's will weighs heavily. The revelation that Ronnie inherits the Quartermain mansion is a shockwave through the family. Tracy lashes out in outrage, unable to accept the blow. But suspicion blooms. Someone tampered with that will. Martin grins quietly, satisfaction hidden behind polite words. Rudy change, secret influence, shifting loyalties. Elsewhere, Jocelyn arrives home, feigning surprise at Britt's survival. She plays coy, hiding her own motives. Underneath, she's calculating, laying groundwork, ready to seize opportunity. Vaughn tries to tempt her back, old liaisons stirring, desires resurfacing. The emotional tension cracks and bends. At the hospital, Anna and Chase execute a search warrant, tension flooding the air. They sift through drawers, scan documents, follow threads that might lead to evidence in the Drew shooting. Portia's mind drifts to whether her secret might be exposed in the crossfire of this investigation. Giovanni faces a crossroads. Does he return to music, reclaim the violin, and leave resentment behind? He agonizes over his choices. A second chance waits if only he can forgive himself. In the West household, Nathan stirs. Released from the hospital, he's more determined than ever. He insists that James come live with him, that his son shouldn't suffer his absence. Britt trembles, desperate to shield James, fear of exposing her own secrets creeping close. Portia's cell phone vibrates, an unknown call. She answers, heart in her throat. A voice says, "We need to talk. Meet me." She swallows, her pulse pounding. She agrees. She steps out into the night, rain beginning to fall, uncertainty enveloping her like fog. Michael and Ronnie share a quiet moment in a dimly lit room. He confides that he feels lost, burdened by the legacy of Monica, by expectations, by secrets about the will. Ronnie listens, her empathy softening him. He runs a hand through his hair, admitting he hasn't trusted many people. She reaches out, placing her hand on his. He sees strength there. He leans in, and for an instant, the past and future flicker between them. Portia meets Isaiah in a public place. His face lights when he sees her, but she flinches. He asks how she is, senses hesitation. She tells him she took a test. He breathes. What did it say? She falters, then blurts, positive. He steps back, shocked, stunned, eyes wide. She continues, voice trembling, "I'm not sure who the father is." Curtis is at his apartment, packing up files. The air is heavy with finality. Jordan's absence presses on him. His phone pings. Portia's name lights the screen. He answers. She says quietly, "We need to talk." He rushes to see her, arriving at her door moments behind Isaiah. Curtis sees her face, reads the tension, the terror in her eyes. "You're pregnant," he utters. Portia nods. Curtis's voice is fractured. "Who?" She averts her gaze. Meanwhile, back at the mansion, Tracy storms through rooms, looking for someone to hold accountable. She slams doors, demands answers. She corners Martin, demands to know how the will could have been altered. Martin maintains a calm facade, deflects, gestures innocence. But Tracy, hot with rage, won't let it stand. Under cover of afternoon light, Jocelyn corners Britt in the living room. She brings up survival, the near-death, the lies. Britt quivers but fires back. Their conversation twists, emotion raw, alliances unsticking. Vaughn lurks outside the door. Chase hands Anna a folder of documents, bribery evidence, hidden files from Drew's safe. Willow's name shows up. Anna's brow furrows. Chase whispers a warning. Someone tampered with evidence. The undercurrent hums. Back with Portia, Isaiah wants answers. He questions the timeline, the closeness. She swallows. She says she slept with Curtis around one date, and with Isaiah a few days later. "Any one of us could be the father," she says, voice breaking. He trembles. Hurt, anger, fear. He steps away. Curtis presses for details, wanting explanations. He raises his voice. "You made love to both of them?" Portia nods, tears streaming. Silence crushes the room. Curtis's face hardens, heartbreak flashing. He says, "You betrayed me." She sobs. "I never meant to hurt you." Michael leaves Ronnie's side after midnight, guilt and confusion heavy in his steps. He walks the long hallway, voices from the past echoing, Monica's voice, expectations, the legacy he must carry. He pauses outside the Quartermain portrait, touches the frame. Ronnie remains behind, staring at a photo of Monica. Tears glisten in her eyes. She speaks aloud. "I loved her. I will protect him." She steels herself, energy shifting. Portia, shaken, returns home. She sits in the dark, racked by doubt. The phone rings. Curtis. She answers. He demands a paternity test. She hesitates. He doesn't wait. He says he'll come to get DNA. She whispers, "Don't." He says, Isaiah stands outside in the rain, staring at his phone. He drafts a message. "Whatever happens, I'm here." Then deletes it. He lowers the phone, fists clenched. At the Quartermain grounds, Tracy confronts Ronnie. She demands answers. "Did you forge Monica's will?" Ronnie looks at her, hurt and defiance mingled. She says nothing at first, then in quiet steel, "I would never." Tracy sneers, "I'll find proof." Jocelyn leaves Britt's house, glancing over her shoulder. She senses danger, but determination steals her stride. Nathan presses Britt, asking for truth about James, secrets she's hiding. She cowers, but holds her ground. He says, "We need honesty now." Anna and Chase attend a hearing, documents held high, opposition rising. The judge calls order. Willow bursts in, demanding attention. She holds papers, eyes blazing. She says, "I have information." The courtroom hushes. Back in Portia's apartment, she falls to her knees, phone slipping from her fingers. Her mind races. She repeats one name to herself, Trina. She thinks of her daughter, of sheltering her from chaos. She whispers, "I can't ruin her life too." Curtis arrives, DNA kit in hand. Portia stands trembling. He says, "Give me your mouth." She closes her eyes and relents. He takes a swab. He says, "This doesn't change that I love you." She shakes her head. He says, "But I need truth." Isaiah watches from the doorway, hidden. He grips a railing. He turns and backs away, footsteps echoing. Michael presses Ronnie for a conversation. He confesses his fear, the weight of the Quartermain legacy, his uncertainty. She comforts him. He leans, then kisses her. Shock passes over her face, but she doesn't pull away. Portia collapses to the couch. Curtis kneels beside her, hand on her shoulder. He whispers, "Whatever the result, we'll manage." She cries, "I don't know what that means anymore." Isaiah drives away, rain washing over his windshield. He wipes his eyes. He mutters, I'll hope for the best. Tracy, in her study, sifts through papers. She finds a copy of the altered will, faint handwriting. Her eyes widen. She murmurs, "Martin." Jocelyn hovers by a balcony overlooking Port Charles. She strains to see, to know, purpose sharp in her gaze. In the final moments, Portia and Curtis sit side by side in tense silence. Curtis reaches and holds her hand. She squeezes back. The camera pulls away as tension swells. Will the truth break them or bind them anew? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.